Look, folks, they're coming out with the technology. This 5G. This one is the mamagasso. This is the mother lode of weaponry. 3 days without water, you're dead. A minute without air, it's lights out meatball, unless you're really someone special. The 5G operates at 60 gigahertz. I'm not even going to go into that slide presentation. The bottom line is they are going to use a frequency to broadcast the Y-gig, which is the new Wi-Fi that's coming into your house. They're going to use the absorption spectrum of the oxygen molecules. Okay? Now, there's trillions of frequencies. I remember when I was a kid, it was the Mighty 690 and KWIZ and KFWB and KNX 1070 on the AM dial. There's 5 stations, I don't know, from 590 to 1490 on the AM dial. We got trillions of frequencies. Why are these people using frequencies for, like right now, the Wi-Fi model? The Wi-Fi frequency that we're using right now is 2.4 gigahertz. That is the exact frequency out of the trillions of frequencies available to utilize where the maximum dielectric loss of water begins. They're using a frequency that messes up the water molecules. They rotate 2.4 billion times a second on their axis, and we're 70% agua, ladies and gentlemen. Is that an accident? Like I said, when it comes to the government, from the top down, there are no accidents. Current Wi-Fi utilizes 2.4 gigahertz. I don't know if I can pull this article up. It's really old. I'm not even... The new Y-gig that's coming, it's going to replace all your home Wi-Fi systems. You're going to have to get rid of all your stuff because there's a new generation coming out. Because this way you can download Netflix in like 2 seconds instead of 20 minutes, right? That's really important. That's what they always tell us. We got to be able to download these movies. And that's why they get to put these weapons everywhere. So we could download a movie or play video games where we're taking a dump. No! Wake up. 60 gigahertz is a weapon. When you irradiate oxygen molecules with 60 gigahertz exposure, you affect your body's hemoglobin ability to bind the oxygen molecules. They're messing with the orbital properties of the electron spin of the diatomic oxygen molecules. Do you think that's an accident? The military has been studying this stuff for decades. Why are they rolling this out now? Let's see, we got to put vaccines everywhere with sterilants in them, and we got these iPads that are in the labs with a slot antenna on the little girl's eggs, and they got these landscape architecture plans that are something out of a horror movie. And now they're coming out with microwave systems, with millimeter wave systems that are going to screw up the air we breathe. Well, I can tell you why they're going to do that. They're going to use that beamforming thing. They can turn up the dial. They can turn it up, down. They can mess with the modulation and everything else. And they can induce illness because they're going to put these transmitters everywhere. And people will not have any idea what's being done to them because it's silent, it's invisible, and it's odorless. And it will result in a new disease called Disease X. Have any of you heard of Disease X that they were talking about in the media? They're talking about this new illness that they say is coming. Well, they're going to have a vaccine for that too, folks. I'm here to tell you what's going on. I'm here to tell you, to tell everybody you know what's going on. And if you're filming this stuff, share it with everybody you know. Because let me tell you something. We don't have much time. We've already got all of our children, unless you homeschool your children, they're being subjected to all this stuff. I know for a fact that we can win. And I know for a fact that we will win. Because God's on our side. And we know throughout history that evil never prevails. It seems like it's dark, but the sun always comes up. And I'm here to tell you that there are ways to avoid all these things. You have to educate yourself. And one of the first pieces of advice I can give everybody in this room and everybody that's watching is to shut your television off forever. get it out of your life. And then try to find a way to get your children away from it too. That's a tough one, because they go to school with a television set in their hands. The point here is the following. The children are being Satanized and sterilized. And you and I are the objects of a cult. They're medicating us. They're drugging us. They want us to drink alcohol. They want us to smoke marijuana. They want us to pop pills. They want us to eat food that's very bad for us. They want us to watch television programs that make us not fall asleep. They want us to do all these things. Well, behind the wall, behind the curtain, they're re-engineering the world to resemble what they think is the Garden of Eden, with everybody gone. Folks, I want to come back to this. One more set of slides, because I can't tell you enough of how important our awareness of this weaponry is and how we can identify what they're up to. I know you've seen these before, but the fact here is this slide right here. When you have the 5G companies coming out with an inverted uterus as their logo, I'm sorry, but I'm not for sale, folks. And neither should you. And you need to understand that no one's talking about this. And I have been. And this information's out there. And there's a reason no one's talking about this. Because things will happen to you if you do. You will disappear. You'll be killed. Your car will crash. Your plane will crash. Or they'll find you in some hotel room with a rope around your neck. We can't be afraid of that, folks. You see this flag? Remember what I told you about those people that bled out in the snow under that blue sky for all of us to sit here and have this conversation? You remember what they did to the apostles? Remember what they did to the prophets? What did they do when people told the truth in this evil, wicked world? They killed them. Some of them made it. Some of them lived a certain amount of time. Some of them didn't have very much time at all. Revelation 21:8. The cowards are going to be the first ones in line for the lake of fire, folks. I just dumped a nuclear bomb in this room here tonight. And it's entirely up to you what you do with this information. But I will tell you this. Ignoring it is not going to make it go away. And I hope and I pray you'll do what you can to protect your children.
Once upon a time, in days long dead, when you were young and so easily led, the smell of the schoolyard, the bombs in your blood, where mom and dad left off and the networks picked up. White death and black eyes and gray in the veins, but ain't life and death all the same? And all that you say and all that you do, never forget what they've taken from you. And all that you say and in all that you do, never forget what they've taken from you.